Hello. Before we start today's episode, if you would like a condensed version of what I'm talking about in this podcast, go ahead and subscribe to the Perfectionist Guide. You can read the entire thing in 3 minutes or less. To access this, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/newsletter. Are you a bit of a perfectionist, type A, hyper performer? Then you know that having the audacity to see an ideal and bring it into reality while breaking generational habits of hustle can be tough, but it doesn't have to be. If you are ready to burn bright instead of burning out, to lead without losing yourself, and to enjoy the life you have worked so hard to create, then keep listening. I'm your host, America's leader on rewiring perfectionism, CLG, and this is Perfectionism Rewired, the podcast. Welcome to Perfectionism Rewired, episode 36. Who before how? And you're never going to look at asking the question how again in the same way. And I am telling you about this through the lens of Miss Glennon Doyle. Glennon Doyle is an author, a philanthropist, a love warrior. I'm not reading her bio. I will put a link to her in the show notes if you want to know more about who she is. You probably have heard of her as the author of Untamed, which is a book that Glennon was set to promote right before COVID happened. Her book came out, I believe it was either in late 2019 or early 2020. And I remember before, like right when all of this was starting, so let's say February, March, she was going on her book tour and the events, and some of the influencers that I follow were talking about it, and I was seeing her. I have been a longstanding fan of Glennon's wife, Abby Wambach, the Olympian starter of the Wolf Pack. Abby, I will also put her link to her in the show notes. She is also an amazing human being to have in your life. And so Glennon was set to, she had this book. This isn't her first book, by the way. She has been a writer for her entire life. And she had this whole plan, right? Like her how was set up in terms of a book publicity tour, events, readings, interviews, all of the things, right? For her book. And then COVID came. And that put a wrench in everything. And why this is so interesting is that Glennon has grown exponentially. And I'm talking about her audience, right? I'm not talking, I'm not Glennon's life coach yet. And I'm just saying, as someone on the outside looking at her, and also someone as a public relations expert, because that is still a part of me, through the lens of, if you look at her following, right? If you look at her engagement, and I would actually say, if you look at her sales as well. So this isn't, this is like in the dollars and cents as far as like tangible results. What happened is that it wasn't through how she or anyone on her team or anyone in the world anticipated that would happen. What Glennon did is she started showing up daily on Instagram, and she would do lives and not getting ready or all the makeup, or, sometimes she had cool colored hair, but she was just utterly herself. And she was authentic and vulnerable and said things that a lot of people might disagree with. But for me, someone who is a colleague with Glennon and someone who looks at her and thinks that's a woman who knows who the fuck she is, it's been so beautiful to see, because it has made people like moths to a flame, her being more of who she is, again, from the outside. So letting us into her world, right? More so than it would have been if she was on stage or if she was live with Brene in person, right? Like we've been able to see this entirely other side of her. And why this is important, I'm not PRing Glennon right now, is that it's not about what you do, it's about how you do it. Who before how. It's really not about the actions that you're taking. It's about who you are being when you take them and what you're thinking. You'll know that your brain does not like this. Brains don't like this. Our human brains, they don't like this. Because what I notice a lot of the time is that someone will ask me, how? How do you do this? And I'll say, it's your thoughts. It's your mindset and it's your beliefs. And most of the time, their brain, that doesn't seem good enough. And so inside their mind, you might be like, no. But I need more information. I need more clarification. I need more specificity. Please give me some more examples. Well, no. But tell me how. And what's so interesting is that even when you are being told the exact how, if your brain does not align, say this is the how, it won't matter. You will still say that you don't know if you're asking how. Because if you're asking how, it's an indicator that your mind isn't in a place to actually receive that information. Because how is the wrong question. The right question is who. And remember, we're not shaming, but I'm telling you, right or wrong, we're not talking about morals. The better question, the more effective question is who. Because how is only understood through doing. We think our human brains, neuroscience, neuroplasticity, we think that we need to know how before we can start taking action, right? That is old neural pathways. That's the stuff that we built when we were children and when we were in school and when we were in an education system that is designed to raise us to be factory workers, which, by the way, if you are a factory worker, there is no shame whatsoever in that. But we are not pigeons. We are humans. And we have the most valuable asset in the world that is sitting in between our head. And I am all about, let's use it. Let's take back our power. You will only truly understand the how once you've done it. A really great comparison for this is to think about driving or to think about basketball, for example. You can read all of the books, you can watch all the videos, you can take masterclasses from LeBron James, but you literally will not know how to do basketball or how to drive until you're out on the court dribbling a ball, because there are all these other things that come into play. There's wind conditions. There's other people on the court. There's the car that you're in. There's the streets that you're on. You only understand how once you've done it. How is the wrong question is because it puts you in complete powerless victim mode. You can't take charge of anything. You know why? Because you have the perfect excuse. I don't know how. I don't know how to do this, but I don't know how. So what I want you to be thinking about is how and what am I taking charge of here? If you feel like you're not taking charge of everything, of anything, if you feel like something is taking charge of you and that you have to have more information to take charge, if you feel that you need to be given more direction in order to take charge, kindly direct yourself back to who am I being? You have more control than you care to admit, and you have the ability to make a difference if you care. And I know that you care. It is not the actions that you're taking. It's about who you're being when you take them, what you're thinking. Glennon is such a great example of that. The actions that she was taking, it was about who she was being and what she was thinking. And my guess is what she was thinking was, this book will help someone. Someone might want to read my book. Someone might want to hear this. Her purpose, she was so crystal clear on that. She was thinking about her people and the people that she was going to serve. Ask yourself this week, who versus how. Whenever you are asking yourself how to do this, go back and think who. Who do I need to be? Who do I want to be? throughout this, and then the how will magically show itself. If you're nodding your head yes, listen closely because I might have the solution you've been searching for. My Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, a 6-week, highly individualized one-on-one coaching experience designed exclusively for perfectionists like you. Your perfectionism is actually your greatest asset, and leveraging it can be hard work or take years of guesswork. That's why in Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator, I give you my key frameworks to taking charge of your Ferrari drive, proven to work even for the most type A, high-strung, stubborn perfectionists. In the first 30 days, you will cut your burnout in half, increase your professional fulfillment by at least 150%, and your self-compassion will go up at least 250%. And that is just your first 30 days. So if you want to save yourself years of trial and error, go to CourtneyLoveGavin.com/accelerator today. Or if you want to take the easy way, just click the link in the show notes to check out the Perfectionism Rewired Accelerator.